An Indian Army soldier, after finishing his duty, was riding his bike to pick up his daughter from school. He reached the school, parked his bike in the parking lot, and went inside. There were still 5 minutes left before the school was to be dismissed. The soldier stopped outside the classroom. Suddenly, some terrorists got out of a black vehicle and started entering the school. The security guard tried to stop them, but the terrorists opened fire on him. The guard was killed on the spot. Armed with weapons, the terrorists stormed into the school, firing as they moved towards the classrooms. The sound of gunfire terrified the children, who began crying and screaming. The terrorists rounded up the children and teachers into a hall and locked the door. The children cried in fear while the teachers tried to calm them. Then, the terrorist leader shouted loudly, "This school is now under our control. We demand the release of our comrade jailed for 1,000 crore rupees and a helicopter for our escape. If our demands are not met, we will kill 2 children every hour." The news spread across the entire nation. Hearing this, people began to gather outside the school. The government immediately called a high-level meeting and ordered the Army and NSG to take charge of the operation. The biggest challenge was that hundreds of innocent children and teachers were trapped inside. Meanwhile, the soldiers secretly rescued some children and teachers, hiding them in a room without being noticed by the terrorists. Then he went to save the rest. Moving behind the prayer hall, he saw all the children sitting on the ground while 2 terrorists pointed their guns at them. 3 more terrorists were on the roof, keeping watch outside. Just then, one terrorist looked at his wristwatch. An hour had passed. The terrorists forced some children to stand, and one of them pointed a gun at a young girl's head, ready to shoot. Seeing this, the soldier's blood boiled with rage. He grabbed an iron rod kept in the corner of the hall and suddenly struck the terrorist on his neck. The terrorist collapsed instantly. The others panicked and started firing. The soldier dodged the bullets, killed another terrorist standing nearby, and picked up his rifle. He then fired at the terrorists on the roof, killing 2 of them. But in the crossfire, a bullet struck the soldier in his chest. He staggered, bleeding heavily, yet refused to give up. Gathering all his strength, he continued firing and killed the remaining terrorist. At last, all the innocent children and teachers were saved. The soldier, badly injured, collapsed on the ground. Soon, the Army and NSG commandos stormed the school, rushed to the soldier, and took him to the hospital. The doctors managed to save his life. The government saluted the bravery of the soldier and announced a gallantry award for him. But still, have you liked and subscribed to this brave soldier yet?